Hello there. Check this out. First gen Pathfinder. Very cool. Very good shape for a first gen Pathfinder in 2025. And let's check it out. It is a 1995 Pathfinder, so she's 30 years old. This is the final year of the first generation Pathfinder. And yeah, XE trim level, which I believe is effectively the base trim. There was an LE, which I think got you some interior niceties, and then the SE, which gave you, you know, a little more off-roady suspension, those iconic 3 double spoke wheels, roof rack, stuff like that. But what's special about this truck is that even though it is 30 years old, and these were known for swallowing up huge amount of mileage, this one's only got 78,000 miles. And yeah, condition reflects that. I do believe this has been a lifetime California truck, so there is next to no corrosion. And yeah, let's check it out. It does have the good old 3-liter V6, the VG30E, which runs great, makes good power, quite reliable. It does have the 4-speed auto, which does all of the shifting you would want it to do. And the interior is most excellent. Power windows, power locks. I don't know if by 95 you can still get manual windows and locks on these. Or even if there might have even been just a base trim, no XE, just base. Seats are fabulous. They had some neoprene seat covers on them. I took them off today. Don't know how long they've been on it, but they did a great job keeping the seats looking really, really, really nice. $78,390 something miles. Got just the door close on this. Glorious. Dash is uncracked. Sorry about the glare here. See if I can make it a little easier to see. It's got the stock tape deck. I haven't put a tape in it, but the radio works. 4-wheel drive, we'll test that out in a bit. Something on the lens here, let's get that off. A little better. All right, let's start it up. It does, one thing I did notice, the starter has been replaced somewhat recently, according to the Carfax, and occasionally, let's see if I can get it to do it. Kind of did it there. Coming off the starter, when you let off of it, let's try it again. It'll make that little noise. I think it's probably just whatever likely aftermarket starter the shop installed, because it always starts. It always cranks. It doesn't make any weird noises cranking. Just when you let off the key, as the Bendex or whatever you want to call it kind of retracts the starter gear back in, it makes a little kind of metallic cling, kind of ring noise. Hopefully that came across on here. I don't know, once out of every 3 or 4 times you start it, it does that. AC blows nice and cold. It's blowing right now. We had temperature vision. Be able to see it or feel it, or however that would work. I don't know. We don't have this technology. I will say, I think this switch can use cleaning, because if you watch this light, as I move it, it flickers, and I have had it where you put it on, and this doesn't light up, and so the air conditioning doesn't kick on. And then you jiggle this a little bit, and it comes on. I suspect this is a potentiometer, and the contacts are probably dirty just with age and time and grind. Probably some canned air or some contact cleaner, just blow it in there. I'm sure that would rectify that, but, or you can just, if it does it occasionally, jiggle. Stereo.
Please, fourth leader.
Go. That does work. Again, I haven't tested the tape deck. If you're really into cassettes, I don't know, let me know. I'll try it. I'll test it out. It does have fog lights. We've got rear glass. We'll pop that. We've got the factory stereo, or sorry, security system. Don't know if that works. I would not use it, but it is there. And it does have the factory fob for it, which is pretty rad. There's no batteries in that fob, or I should say it needs new batteries. Haven't tested it otherwise. Oh, you know what? Let's, windows. Got auto down on the drivers. Passenger windows go down. Almost more importantly, they go up. Going to turn the AC down as much as I love it. That way we can hear. Box. We've got this bank vault, old school lock noise. So yeah, we're unlocked. Power mirrors. Left, right, up, down. Hold A, B, and start. That all works. Signals. Another thing I noticed, I've driven it a little bit, not much, a couple miles just to get it to where I'm at. And the temp is on the low side. Certainly more important, better to be that than on the hot side. But I don't know, probably can stand to have a thermostat put in it, replace whatever one is in there. Still past smog, so it's still getting warm enough. Headliner's great. XE trim, so no sunroof. That's a bonus, if you ask me. Not that I'm like Mr. Hardcore weight reduction guy or anything, but one less thing to break or leak. Let's pop the hood. Check that out. Paint and body on this truck are really something special. These were not really looked after in period, or certainly not through the 80s and early 2000s. I had many a friend in high school who had one of these, and in college, and you know, they were hand-me-downs and they got used as such, and as high school and college cars and trucks, and so they all got destroyed. But this one is in remarkably nice shape. Is it perfect? No. But it's pretty close. I mean, it's just not the condition these are kept in. So, manuals. 1995 owner's manual. Oh, transfer case instructions. Excellent. I won't read those. I'll just guess my way through the four-wheel drive system when we do the driving part of this video. Lovely machine. I mean, all the little seatbelt holders are doing their thing. All right, let's look back here. Okay, the glass works. And the glass struts work. It's not an everyday occurrence, that's good to see. To get back here, you gotta unlatch the spare carrier and swing it out. It does come with a handy lock. So you pop this in here if you want to lock it in place. You know, hyper windy or whatever. You don't want it blowing back shut. Look at that, those struts work too. Excellent. Back here, I don't remember what this guy is. Let's see. Aha, that's a bottle jack. That's a confounding place to put it from the good people at Nissan, but you know, rugged, I suppose. Here's the hardware for it. These were the covers that were on it that I took off. They're nice, they're a little faded, but they're in good shape. I don't know how you remove during installation. I don't know. Sounds counterintuitive, but what do I know? These are, what did I see? Like Cover King, I think is what it was the brand. And they're in nice shape. They did their job. Back here, it's good and boring. It does have a cargo net, which is nice. And we do have a spare, we're gonna call this it's an axle boot. I believe it's a front axle boot from what I saw on there. British made quality. So feel free to throw that directly in the garbage. But it comes with the truck. I'm only partly kidding. Britain. Only partly. But yeah, I would not be touting British quality. Anyways, the interior is of un-British quality. It's very nice. No weird smells. No cigarette or anything bizarro. Just a nice place to spend time. Why don't we do this? Let's poke around under the hood. Because I just floated right by that, didn't I? And then we'll go for a drive. Ta-da! Nothing really to write home about. It's quiet. AC compressor kicked on. This is doing everything it should. What I don't see is any record of a timing belt change. I'm a little paranoid about that sort of thing. If it were me, if I was going to be purchasing this truck, I would just do it. I don't think it's terribly difficult or expensive. Certainly the parts aren't. And cheap insurance. This is an interference motor, so I would tackle that. I'd maybe put some BFG all-terrains on it. I could not find date codes on these tires. These Firestone Destination tires. Some early dry rot cracking in here. And in the tread. So again, something else I'm personally pretty paranoid about. I would do that. I'd certainly drive it home. But I'd put some white letter out BFG all-terrains on it, get the timing belt done, and drive it for another 100,000 miles. As you can see, frame, absolutely great shape. Underside, looks great. So why don't we just drive it, shall we? Okay, let's go. Path finding. Brakes feel great. Track's nice and straight. Did not intend for that to rhyme. For us to test our four-wheel drive. All right, so without reading the instructions in the glove box, because I'm an idiot, let's see how this works. So probably push down. Okay, that should be 4 high. And that should be neutral. And then that should be 4 low. Let's see if that's 4 low. Oh yeah. That is certainly 4 low. It's not 4 loco, but it's 4 low. Okay, so let's go back to neutral. That should be transfer case neutral. And it is. And then, come on. That should be 4 high. It's definitely 4. Oh yeah, and that's definitely 4 high. I can hear and feel the front grabbing. Let's see if we can get it back to 2 high. Oh, that just went right in. Guess that's probably 2 high. Let me correct here. I'm trying to feel if the front's turning. And yeah, that's 2 high. It's not grabbing at all. Okay, well, looks like we've done it. Pull over here out of the way. There we have it. 78,400 miles and counting on this 95 Pathfinder. Check out the auction. Be really interesting to see what this does, because you know, the ones with delivery miles do really, really, really well. Cars and Bids had one that was an absolute perfect manual 2-door under 1,000 miles, like a few hundred miles, that did like over 30 grand. And then other ones have like, you know, 200,000 miles, 178,000 miles. And this one falls in between. So we're gonna see what it does. Bid often, bid early. Thanks for checking it out, and until next time.